Thank you, Kerry. Board of Directors, thank you for this opportunity. Dan Fisher probably should be up here talking about research because he's been so involved in that, but I want to talk just a little bit about where, from our perspective, and when I say our, probably the leadership at Oklahoma State, where we see the importance of research and also collaboration. If you go back in the history of IGSHPA, almost 30 years now, really research, what I would call applied research, that Dr. Bose was involved in, Dr. Fisher, Dr. Spittler, that type of applied research that worked with industry, with Phil and Garen, to really start to build the ground source industry and the advancements that we have. Really, I won't say gave birth to the industry, but I think certainly strengthened the industry and help start to develop a market share. That same thing applies today. Research is probably more important now because, well, for many reasons, but certainly we're in a competitive environment, and we're not necessarily competing with ourselves, but with the gas industry. Obviously, they have a vested interest in commercial and residential heating and cooling. So through research, and again, I'll use the term applied research, that brings us innovation that makes us more competitive, more efficient, and helps with the bottom line and the appeal for the customers. Now, right at this point right now, unfortunately, IGSHPA, in terms of revenue, we don't have a lot of extra money and at OSU to invest in research activities, but that will change. Universities go through funding cycles just like our industry does, just like the ground source industry does. And right now at Oklahoma State, we're in one of those valleys, if you will, in the cycle. Our legislature is predicting $1 billion deficit in Oklahoma next year, so that limits what we can do internally with funding research. But again, that will change. And in fact, I was visiting with Dan this morning about this, that there'll be a time when we can start investing in research again. I was very pleased to see that there's actually 4 universities on the agenda that are going to be talking about their research and their activities from outside the United States. We have Australia, we have China, we have Sweden, we have Alabama, all here to talk about their I couldn't help myself, but anyway, to talk about their research and and then also Cornell University. I think there's a gentleman from Cornell on the agenda. So that's very exciting in terms of research, and that leads me into the next thought about collaboration, and that demonstrates collaboration. When things are really good, I've found there's not a lot of need for collaboration. People go their own way and they have everything they need, and there's not really a driving force to bring people together. Folks, collaboration is going to be a must in the future. Whether times are good or bad, the best thing we can do for the industry is collaborate. And not only amongst the manufacturers and the suppliers, not only that type of collaboration, but amongst the organizations. I think there's a real opportunity, and it continues to be here, for collaboration between IGSHPA and NGWA and GEO to build a future. In fact, if we're going to be successful, we have to collaborate in those areas. I think we have to collaborate with foreign partners also to expand that part of the business. We are the international associations. In fact, we had a meeting, I think it was last week, with an engineering firm from India that is really pioneering the use of ground source technology in a tropical climate. Well, that could open up a lot of opportunities for our industry and a whole new market. Those are the kinds of firms we need to be collaborating with. So collaboration will remain a very high priority. It will also remain a high priority within OSU. We're beginning to, through Garen's efforts, we're beginning to work with the Spears School of Business to look at economics of different ways to fund ground source heat pump installations, and that's going to continue. So research will remain a priority from our perspective, as well collaboration, and we'll continue to support the board and the membership in any way we can to make those things a reality. Carrie, is that right?
I think you did
Okay.
a good job.
Thank you.